Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel. In today's video we are going to be doing 3 eye looks with the new Pat McGrath eyeshadow quad. This is the Venus and Fleur Luxe quad from Mother Pat McGrath, and I reviewed this one for you guys a few days ago and told you that I would for sure love to continue to play with it and show you other looks that you can create with this palette. Besides the 3 eye look tutorials, in this video towards the end I'm going to show you guys some swatch comparisons that you've been asking me for with this palette, and that way you can decide whether or not to go for it. Everything I'm talking about in this video is going to of course be linked down below, so if you're interested in shopping for anything, check out the links down there. So let's go ahead and get started with the first look. To get started with the first look, I grabbed the color After Dusk on my REPHR number 15 brush, and I'm going to blend this color on the crease of my eye. So as you can see, I'm kind of placing it first, and then I'm going to do little circles around any edges to blend it upwards. A teeny tiny bit more of that same color on the outer corner of the eye, and I'm patting it in with the REPHR number 15. And then blending it into what we did on the crease of the eye, first by patting it on. And then if there's any edges, just make sure you run your brush back and forth to blend it out. So next I'm going to grab the color Twilight Bronze on my finger, and I'm going to pat it on the eyelid and blend it into that outer corner, but don't go too far back. All throughout the eyelid, just pat, pat, pat it in place. I grabbed the color Moonlight Liaison on my Wayne number 7 brush, and I'm going to put it on the inner corner of the eye, blend it into the bronzy shade in the center. And this is going to be my inner corner color as well, so just make sure to saturate it right here so that you get a nice shine in there and a little bit over the bronzy shade through the crease. For the under eye, I'm grabbing a little bit more of the matte shade, and I'm using my REPHR number 26 brush for this, and I'm just back and forth swiping the matte shade underneath my eye. And then with my REPHR number 14 brush, I'm going to just run it through that bottom edge of that color back and forth to smoke it out. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk eyeliner in the waterline. And here's the first look before mascara or lashes. Here I am, mascara and lashes on, and this is the final first look with this beautiful Pat McGrath quad that I have just been obsessed with. I really love the blend that you can get with that matte shade. It is incredible, and these shimmers are so special, so spectacular. I love them, even though in this look I didn't use my favorite shade, which is the color Rose Fire Nectar. I still die for any Pat McGrath shimmer. So yeah, this is look number 1 right here. Okay, I'm prepping my eyes for looks 2 and 3, and I'm using the Rare Beauty eyeshadow primer. I got some lash extensions yesterday, and let's see how I can do makeup around them. By the way, all of these REPHR brushes that I am using in this video, and I use in every single one of my eyeshadow videos because they are truly my favorite, are currently 40% off on the REPHR website. So if you haven't checked out the sale, definitely check it out. I have a link to it down below in the description box of this video. And getting these natural hair brushes 40% off is an amazing deal. It does not get better than that, so definitely grab you some of these. These just help eyeshadow blend out so seamlessly, and they're so soft and gentle on your eyes. I have not gone back to any other brushes after I tried these. I love them. Alright, let's begin the second look with our matte shade from the palette, and I'm first getting a phone call. Alright, I was interrupted by a phone call, but I am back, and we are just going to blend that matte color on the crease of the eye. I am doing little circles on the upper side of the crease to just diffuse it out, and depositing a little bit extra of that pigment right on the outer corner of the eye. And I'm using my REPHR number 15 for this. With the color Moonlight Liaison in my REPHR number 28 brush, I am just highlighting right underneath my eyebrows. And back with this fluffy brush, I'm just going to blend the 2 colors together right here. With my REPHR number 26, I'm going to add that matte shade to my lower lash line as well, starting from the outer corner and working my way in. Make sure to connect it right here at the end. And I'm blending it out with the REPHR number 14 to really smoke it out and diffuse it underneath the eye. I grabbed the color Rose Fire Nectar right here on my finger, and I'm going to pat it on the eyelid. Now that I've seen a few reviews on this palette and realized that not everybody cried over this shade like I did, I saw people saying that they had trouble with this shade and fallout, and honestly I haven't experienced that. Like you can see, I just put it all over the center of the eyelid and there's no fallout here. Now I am very careful when picking it up with my finger. I don't do too much. I don't dig in to the pan or anything, and I very lightly tap and drag the color exactly where I want it to be. And in doing that, I haven't really experienced any fallout with this shade at all. I'm going to use the Moonlight Liaison shade on the inner corner of the eye, and then I tap the tip of my number 28 brush into this glittery shimmer shade, and I'm going to carefully place it on the inner part of the eyelid here where my finger doesn't reach. That is so gorgeous. Pillow Talk eyeliner in my waterline. You know what, I'm also going to use the bronzy shade, and I'm going to tap it right here where Rose Fire Nectar meets with my outer corner matte shade. And I'm doing this mainly because I realized that this might be the same look that I did when I reviewed the palette, and I want it to at least be slightly different. Here's how that bronzy shade would help these colors transition even better. And with my number 14 brush, I'm going to darken up the matte. I did get a tiny bit of fallout on the outer corner right now with the bronze shade, but I was able to sweep it off very easily. So this is the actual final second look with this palette. Let's get started with the third and last look, and I'm of course going to use my matte shade on my crease as well. And I'm using the number 27 brush from REPHR to blend this out. I grabbed a lot of it so you can see it looks very intense straight away. And I'm reaching all the way in and out with it because this is going to be a halo eye. Now that the pigment is deposited, I wiped off any remaining pigment from the brush on a paper towel, on a dry paper towel. And I'm running the same brush through any edges that I might have created on the crease here. I'm going to highlight underneath my brow with Moonlight Liaison once again and the REPHR number 28 brush. And with my REPHR number 14 brush in the matte shade, I'm going to intensify my outer and inner corners. This number 14 brush is not in either one of the kits that are on sale on the REPHR website right now, but it is a really amazing addition to any brush collection because it's super fluffy, super soft, and also super small. So it's perfect for this type of detail work. So if you guys get any of the sets and you're wondering what other brush is amazing, definitely get number 14. I'm going to leave you a note with all of the best ones in the description box. Okay, so now that I have the outer and inner corners of my eye a little bit darker and more intense, with the color Moonlight Liaison, we are actually going to do the center of the eyelid. So I'm patting that shade right in the center here, all the way to the crease, just very lightly tapping it with my finger. And then back with the number 28 brush, I grabbed Twilight Bronze, and that is going to be our transition from the matte to the very light shade on both edges. Number 14, I'm blending things in case it's needed. The number 26 and the color After Dusk, and from the outer corner inwards, once again, we're going to diffuse that dark shade. The number 14, nothing added to it, just whatever remaining color it has, and I'm diffusing the under eye even further. A little bit of Moonlight Liaison on my finger, and I'm going to tap it right in the middle of my under eye, or kind of smudge it back and forth right there. Back with the number 14 in case it looks too bright. Pillow Talk eyeliner in the waterline, and Moonlight Liaison back on the inner corner with the number 28 brush from REPHR. I'm dusting off these extensions because I saw that there was a little bit of fallout on the root right here. Alright, so here we have the third and final look with this Pat McGrath quad. I had an absolute blast playing with this palette, and I truly hope that these looks were helpful. I also have a couple more looks with it, one on my Instagram and another one on the review video, so check those out. Okay, so now that you saw all three looks, comment down below which one was your favorite. I always love to know which look you guys liked the best, which one is the most popular one. Let's get to comparing this palette to some other palettes that have come out recently. The main one that you guys were asking me for was a comparison with this Natasha Denona Mini Love palette because a couple of the shades look similar. So first we're going to compare the shade U from the Natasha Denona Mini Love palette with my favorite shade in this one, which is the color Rose Fire Nectar. So this one here is Natasha Denona and this one is Rose Fire Nectar from the Pat McGrath palette. You can see that they have very similar vibes to them, but there's no shine like Pat McGrath shine. I absolutely love the extremely reflective effect that the Pat McGrath shade has. So while the colors do look quite similar, there's just, again, no shine like the Pat McGrath shine. Also, I feel like on camera the tones look the same, but me looking at it in real life, I feel like this one looks a little bit more pink, while this one has more gold reflex in them. But they do have extremely similar vibes, so you might not find it worth it to try the Pat McGrath quad. I would do it just because of that shimmer. The other color was the color My from the center here, and this one I feel like right away I can tell that it's not going to be the same because this one is like a true burgundy purpley shade, and the Pat McGrath one is more like a brown shade. So that's the difference on those right there. Both super creamy matte shades, but they do have a slightly different color to them. I guess we can also compare this one here. This is the color True with Moonlight Liaison right here from Pat McGrath. Here are those two compared. The one from Pat McGrath just looks a teeny tiny bit more reflective. So those are the three colors compared. I honestly didn't think to compare those two palettes when I did my review video, but they are pretty similar. So let's also compare it to the Nude Rich from Huda Beauty. There are two shades that might be kind of similar. This one here and this one up here, to the matte of course, and then the bronzy shade. So this is Huda, and this is Pat McGrath and Pat McGrath. And then from the Naughty Nude palette we are going to compare to this shade, and this shade. So this is the Naughty Nude Shimmer first. I'm going to leave a space for the Pat McGrath Shimmer, Naughty Nude Matte, and Naughty Nude Bronze. So let's grab these again. Pat McGrath Shimmer, Matte, and Bronze. Okay, here they are. The matte and the bronze are pretty similar, and the shimmers are both very shiny. Okay, so those were the main comparisons that you guys wanted to see, and I'm glad I did them because like this surprised me. This was more similar than I thought it would be for sure. So I hope that that was helpful. If you guys like this video, don't forget to please give it a thumbs up before you leave. Don't forget to check the description box if you guys are interested in any of these products. And if you're new to my channel, don't leave without subscribing. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here, and I hope to see you back in the next video. Bye!